live on tape from an absolutely picture postcard perfect day here at Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort in Orlando. Today I'm joined by one of my buddies, Troy.
Hello.
We're gonna do some exploring. Neither of us have been to this resort, so we're gonna walk around, take a peek, see what we think. Thanks for joining me. Let's get to it. So really cool right off the French word for carport. I believe it's porte-cochere, something. One of those words. Feel free to correct me in the comments as folks have been known to do. Walking through this walkway here into the main lobby, you got some really cool theming. Got these frogs, each one of them is unique. And these cool statues upon entry. We're gonna go right into the main lobby. And I was kind of noticing here in this lobby, you have these really intricate carvings that are hand done. I can't imagine how long that took to carve, but you have them on either side of the lobby. Really picturesque. As far as the smell, give the smell a 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's not Beach Club, you know, but what is? So coming in here, and don't worry, I know you probably saw that outside fountain feature. We'll definitely go out there and take a peek at that. But here's your main check-in area. It's got pretty big. You got some areas to relax while your folks are checking in. Looks like a gift shop across the way, or the quick serve. Looks like it's Tuk Tuk Market. Let's go check that out. You know, one thing I have noticed right off the top, I mean, obviously the comparison to the Poly is going to be there. This is Universal's take on the Pacific, South Pacific theme. This is Tuk Tuk. It's their, looks like grab and go, quick serve. They do have freestyle machines, which is a huge bonus for most. Some quick sandwich, grab and go sandwiches, salads. Even some hot food. Looks like it's still stuff from breakfast. Not too out of sight on prices either. I mean, I'm seeing a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant for $8, which not terrible. Got a little selection of beer, wine, liquor, sodas, milk. Even have ice cream. So typical quick serve at a theme park resort. Really good option for breakfast if you're just looking to grab something quick before you hit the parks. It's not convenience store level cheapness, but or value, but it's definitely cheaper than you're going to find in the parks themselves. And kind of off this lobby, looks like a really pretty bar area. Love those fixtures. They got some really nice art pieces in here as well. That's another carving relief. But I could totally see hanging out in here, enjoying what appears to be an 80-foot television. Yeah, this is really fancy.
Very sleek, like
modern, sleek, clean. I had these tiles basically in my townhouse, and we loved them because they're super easy to clean, and it just kind of brightened up the whole area. But that is one giant television. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you. This will kind of give you an overview out here to the pool area. We'll definitely swing by that. But I'm just, wow. That is grand. This is I'm not sure the hours. It doesn't appear to be open now, but I'm sure it's a regular beehive of activity after the meetings are done and the park has been visited. And this bar is called the Orchid Lounge, and there you have it. Opens at 5, but absolutely just stunning. I mean, one of the prettier hotel bars I've seen in Orlando, honestly. But we've seen enough of that. Let's head out to this little courtyard area where they have some fountains. Really, really cool. You know, I hate to admit this, like when I first saw these fountains, I didn't know the water was coming out of a pot. Because if you catch the angle, just so, it doesn't look like pots, but really, really cool. They have some elephants in there. Please don't throw the rocks. You know, my theory on signs is it must have happened at least once to where they felt impaired and that it was imperative to make the sign. So then you got like a chilling out Buddha or something, but really, really pretty. I will say this, even though it is the Royal Pacific Resort, I do get more of an Asian, kind of like Philippines, Thailand kind of vibe than I do like the Poly, which is like your South Pacific, like I think of like, you know, Fiji, Hawaii, that type of stuff. Just off the top, now I do know, and I talked to Troy about this on the walk in here, that they used to do a luau here pre-COVID, and I'm gonna check around and see if that is something that's still done or that went by the wayside. But I always heard that the luau here was better than the luau at the Poly, which is also yet to resume. But more on that in a bit. Right off the main lobby is a gift shop, kind of a smaller gift shop called Toko Gifts. I'm kind of looking through some of their offering. Still have some Mardi Gras stuff available, obviously some Velocicoaster. They do offer the refillable freestyle mug. It's $28.99 here. Hello. But like most of the Universal gift shops, I'm always impressed with the variety. It's never the same. One thing's always going to be for sure just about at any Universal gift shop, and that's going to be your giant selection of Harry Potter merch. But overall, so far from what I've seen, very clean, very modern, very sleek. Troy, what you think so far of the resort?
So I don't have a ton of experience in obviously reviewing resorts or anything like that, but like you said, very modern, very spacious, very airy. It feels nice. It feels like vacation.
No, absolutely. And there is a big conference going on here. When we pulled up in the boat, we noticed that we both have been to limited, seems like 100 of these conferences, and this will be a great place for that. It is about a 5 or 10 minute boat ride from the parks, but you're really close to the parks here. In fact, when we were sitting around the pool area or walking around the pool area, you can even hear folks on the Incredible Hulk. So that's how close you were. But I think now we're going to head downstairs and check out all the good stuff listed there, and we'll pick it up in just a minute. So one of the dining options here is Jake's American. It's a Gastro Pub. They are open for lunch and dinner. Take a little sneak peek here.
Nothing crazy adventurous here.
No, it's nothing crazy adventurous, and the prices are in line with what you'd see at a convention hotel. Going to be a little bit more expensive than your local Ruby Tuesdays, but not by much. And here we have Islands, which was directly across from Jake's. It looks like they have a breakfast buffet. Breakfast. Looks like a lunch, basically. Prices on these seem a little, even for resorts, a little pricey. 2 eggs any style for $15. Kind of peek through here. It's a pretty dining room. They love the
artwork.
Yeah, they love frogs here for some reason. Now I know there's got to be a way to get outside. I thought where they did the luau at. Let's try this way. I always have like this fear of doing these vlogs and then someone commenting, "You didn't even go to the 3rd floor. That's where everything is." So I always take my time. Oh, that's really cool. Again, I'm getting more Thai influence than. Oh, it's really, really nice out here.
See Jake's?
Yeah. There's Jake's interior. Be a good place to catch a beer or something after a long day of meetings or a long day in the parks. I don't get nervous, but I get a little apprehensive when I see a bunch of, so there's this sign. It's just to be interesting if we can find this, where they had the luau previously. But I always get a little pensive, I guess would be the word, when I know a hotel is a convention hotel, only because I think they do a couple of things. I think they raise all their prices on their food and drinks because they know it's on the company's dime. And if you want a truly immersive vacation, it's hard to do that when you've got 300 members of IBM or whoever company enjoying the property with you. But this is really nice through here. You got a lot of bamboo growth, some cool statues. It's like a little garden area.
So you believe this is the previous home of the luau?
I do believe, yes, it is the previous home. Looking at the seating type deal, this would be your wedding spot, reception spot, if you were to get married here. But here's, I guess, where they would do some of the performance. And then out here on the fire pit, I'm assuming there was some other stuff that went on out here. But I would think it would be bigger. So I'm not really sure. You got the hub grass in here, the AstroTurf. Some more of the cool statues. So if you've been to one of these luau's over here at Royal Pacific, hit me up in the comments. Let me know, because I'm trying to piece this together in my mind how this worked. And as of yet, I can't really figure it out. But I could totally see like a wedding reception out here. Even like cocktail hour for your corporate deals. Really, really cool spot. Now, as far as the building itself goes, I don't really see the outside appearance of this hotel themed up with what's going on inside. But, you know, when you see the poly, and I know I keep comparing the two, but that's what I like to do. You see the poly, you know it's the poly. Now, if I showed you this section of building with no context, you might say that's a Marriott or that's a Howard Johnson, or do they even make Howard Johnson? I don't know, but
Definitely not.
definitely not. I'm being told sources indicate no longer makes Howard Johnson, but like a Motel 6 or like a a Hampton Inn or something. There's not a whole lot of theming on the outside of the building that would give you a hint of all the treats that are awaiting you. That's really cool too. We're just kind of following this path back here. I think so. I think you're right. It is. Good call. Yeah. Like, how would you even know? This has to be team members, because how would you even know that parking exists, honestly? We did see they did offer valet on check-in. What was it? Do you remember what it cost? I think it was like $42.
I didn't think.
I think it was $42 for valet, which is about right. I mean, it's about what you pay. You know, it sounds kind of expensive, but honestly, if you're staying here at this resort, you really wouldn't need your car unless something, you know, an emergency type thing popped up. And even then, with all the advancements nowadays, you can get even prescriptions delivered to the park. So you really wouldn't need to leave. With all the dining choices you have at City Walk and all the, I don't know what that is, but it looks like a broom on top. With all the dining choices at City Walk, all the dining choices in your hotel, of course, their entertainment's all over the place. So pay that $42 and, you know, pick up your car a week later is not a bad gig. And apparently this is a Croquet Lawn, which in my humble opinion has seen mighty better days. Disney would have someone's butt over that. So you're going to get the equipment from the health club, and I'm not going to read you the rules of croquet. I don't think many people play that anymore, but this is, I have to say, I've had yards that, my own yards that look a little bit better than this croquet court. So,
Judging by the upkeep, I don't think many people are playing.
Yeah, it's not it's not one of the boxes I check on Kayak, like must have croquet. It's like, I need an elevator and a croquet court. Okay, here's your choices. We have this and that. But this will be a good overview for you. You know, they have these it's kind of in a U section, the towers for your actual, looks like 3 towers, and then all your stuff lurking in the center there. Really cool, which we'll show you when we get out of here. They do have like a wrecked seaplane as part of the theming, which was kind of neat. Pool looked okay. If you've seen in my previous video about the Portofinos, I thought their pool was pretty sweet. And when I was talking to Troy on the way in, I told him that Hard Rock had the best pool that I've ever stayed in. So, but we're gonna head up now back to the lobby, and actually we're gonna go up to the G level and start making our way out of here. So Troy brought up an interesting point. You wanna walk us through that, Troy, about your restaurant thought?
Just wondering, you know, in the height of vacation season, with the property not being, it's not super large, it's nicely sized, but just at the height of vacation season, just wondering, would the restaurants be overwhelmed? It might be difficult to find yourself a reservation or even find yourself a seat.
Nah, I agree. I'm sitting here, you know, looking at this pool area. I'm trying to talk over this awesome Michael Jackson song. But pretty nice looking pool. Again, I'm spoiled with the Hard Rock pool, but it's got some splash elements. Looks like a 0 entry sand bottom. So that's cool. You know, and one of those things, you know, one of the things that I take into account when I give my final rank or my final score on these resorts is size does play it could be an advantage or a disadvantage. You know, from Caribbean Beach, which to me is way too big, into a resort like Port Orleans French Quarter, where I feel like it's very manageable. This is kind of right in the sweet spot in the middle. It's not huge, but it is big enough to where they offer plenty of entertainment, dining, and whatnot options. pretty decent sized arcades, not huge. I know that somebody had a good time playing Transformers. That's all I can tell you. It's not huge, but I mean, for a hotel, it's pretty decent size. To show my age, I've never heard of any of those games, so that's good. And then continuing down this promenade, you have Mariners Club, and it looks closed. I'm not sure what that is. I have no idea. Someone knows what the Mariners Club is, hit me up. And then we have another gift shop, Treasures of Bali. This looks like a little more high-end than the Toko gift shop upstairs. Yeah. This would be your spot if you forgot your bathing suit or towel. But they have a little more high-end clothes in here. Kind of limited shopping here, but this will be a better shot of the pool area. And I do like these info boards, and they're starting to pop up just about everywhere. I was noticing last night in Animal Kingdom that even Disney, they're starting to pop up, but this one's kind of cool. It gives you like a weather breakdown, which is crucial this time of year especially, because it could rain, it could be 90 degrees, it could be 50 degrees. It's a little bit better overview of the pool area. Pretty nice. Again, not the best I've seen, not the worst. And then next door to Treasures of Bali, we have the gym area. So if you did get the hankering to play croquet, which we mentioned earlier, this would be where you would pick up your stuff. Looks like a pretty well fortified or well stocked gym. I don't see Pelotons, and those are the mark of ultra schmancy. If you have a Peloton in your hotel gym, you've done something well. But the more time I spend here, the more I realize that my poly comparison is not apples and apples, because this is way more Asian Pacific than South Pacific, if that makes sense. But all these folks you're seeing are conventioneers. And again, gotta watch that. And Tahitian, looks like some more dining. It's a private event now, but I think we're gonna mosey on back down to the water taxi and head back, and Troy and I'll give you our final takeaways and what we thought, and answer that burning question: would you stay here? Because I have thoughts about it. See you in a minute. Also kind of cool, if I can zoom in, it's Mario Lopez right there. I can't do it with my finger. But anyway, they're taping Access Hollywood at Universal today, which is kind of cool. We were getting on the boat, we saw a bunch of minions walking by, I guess to be in the background or whatnot, so that was pretty cool. But definitely something different. All right, so we just wrapped up over there at Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort. Troy, what'd you think about the hotel?
I mean, I really like the vibe of it, I guess. The spaciousness, the modernness, all that was really great. I would definitely stay. I don't know for how long. I think we kind of talked about what would you really do. You have the 2 Universal parks, you have City Walk, a lot of great restaurants, a lot of fun things to get into. But there may be better options if you were coming from out of town and you were going to stay for a week or 10 days even, or anything like that.
Yeah, we looked at pricing on that, and it was about $435 a night for tonight. So not out of it's nothing crazy. I do think it is a very nice resort, but much like Troy, I think that after just a couple days, you would kind of be looking south toward Disney, or at least something else in Orlando to get to, because
you can only eat so much.
You can only eat and drink so much at City Walk. And so, but the hotel overall is nice. For the price, I would stay there, but I prefer Portofino. Make sure you look back at the older video for that. That being said, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you did. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you subscribe. And if you hated what you saw, you can blame Mario Lopez, who's filming just behind me there. Thanks for joining me. Keep the parks clean.